Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Going to be giving you the player ratings from the Roma Manchester United game. We lost 3-2 to Roma in the Europa League semi-final second leg. But Manchester United are in the Europa League final. It's Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's first major final as Manchester United manager. And we will play Villarreal. We won 8-5 on aggregate because we beat Roma 6-2 in the first leg at Old Trafford. So anyway, let's get into it. So David De Gea, I'm going to give him a 10 out of 10. De Gea was superb. He made a catalogue of saves and I thought his distribution was very, very good. And it was his best performance in a long time. De Gea is now our second choice goalkeeper because Dean Henderson is our number one. I think there's a good chance that we'll offload De Gea in the summer transfer window. There's a lot of United fans though that reckon it would be a mistake getting rid of David De Gea. I don't, because I reckon now he's had his years at Manchester United. You know, De Gea's endured 10 years at the club, so he has been a long servant. I reckon De Gea's had around 8 good years out of the 10 years he's been at the club. Because in the last couple of years, let's be honest, he has been a liability because he has made mistakes. But he's won everything domestically at the football club and he's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. He's got 2 years left on his current contract and he's on £375,000 a week. Earlier on this season, it said that De Gea had made his transfer decision. It said that he's preparing to leave Manchester United and it said we're set to pay off his huge contract. We will demand around 50 million for De Gea this summer. There has been quite a few clubs interested in him. I said there's a very, very good chance he'll go back to Spain. But yeah, like I say, 10 out of 10 for David De Gea. And Wan-Bissaka, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Like I mentioned on the match reaction, I thought Wan-Bissaka got forward well at times. You know, he got into some good positions and defensively he was quite good. Eric Bailly, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he was our best defender on the night. Eric Bailly looked well composed and got forward quite well. I prefer Eric Bailly and Harry Maguire than Victor Lindelof alongside Harry Maguire. Not so long ago, Eric Bailly signed a new contract with Man United until 2024. There's also an option of a further year. I'm glad Eric Bailly is staying though, because he is a very good centre-half. My only element of concern about him is injury prone. So in that aspect, he is a liability. So 7 out of 10 for Eric Bailly. Harry Maguire, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I thought he enjoyed a pretty poor game. Now, he did make some imperative clearances, but I thought he left Edin Dzeko and Mkhitaryan unmarked so often. And he lost the ball a few times. There was also a clumsy handball by Harry Maguire. You know, didn't give away a penalty, but it could have done. Harry Maguire has enjoyed some good games at Manchester United, but he's also enjoyed poor games as well. He definitely wasn't worth the £80 million we got him for. He's the second most expensive signing at the club at the moment and the most expensive centre-half in the world. Luke Shaw, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I thought he was, I don't know, I'd say average, kind of average was Luke Shaw. He did make a mistake in the game, didn't he? Don't forget, that could have been costly. I've seen Luke Shaw play far better than he did yesterday night. In a lot of Luke Shaw's games this season, though, he's been very, very good. You know, he's got in very good positions. He's showed good attacking intent. He's created chances for his teammates. He's provided width, and defensively, he's been superb. Luke Shaw's had a good career at Manchester United despite his injuries. He's been at the club now over 6 years. And he still remains our first choice left back despite the arrival of Alex Telles last summer. It said earlier on this season that Man United are set to offer Luke Shaw a new 5-year contract worth £180,000 a week. So he's going to be given around a £30,000 pay rise. Shaw's just got over 2 years left on his current contract. So just a 5 out of 10 for him. Fred, I'm going to give him a 8 out of 10. He enjoyed a very, very good game. I thought he was very tenacious. His movement was good. He kept the ball well. He passed the ball well. Defensively, he was good. And he got the assist for Edison Cavani's first goal. Yeah, Fred was partly to blame for Roma's second goal because he obviously got dispossessed. Fred can endure very, very good games, like he did yesterday night, but we certainly overpaid for him. We got him in a deal worth £52 million from Shakhtar Donetsk. Fred's worst game in a Manchester United shirt was the 3-1 defeat to Leicester in the FA Cup quarter-final earlier on this season because he lost the ball countless times and he was accountable for Leicester's first goal in that game. So 8 out of 10 for Fred. Donny van der Beek, I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. I don't think he was good. Donny van der Beek was in an unfamiliar position. I had a feeling he was going to start yesterday night. But Van der Beek has played nowhere near as much as I expected. Most of his appearances have come from the bench. He's only started 2 games in the league this season. It says that we will reject any offers for Donny van der Beek this summer. So reflect on that, we are reluctant to let him go. Because earlier on this season it said that we are considering a Donny van der Beek swap deal. Obviously there was talks of a Donny van der Beek and Adrian Rabiot swap deal. Ronald de Boer earlier on this season actually backed Donny van der Beek to become a success at Man United, and he said he still feels loved at the club despite his lack of game time. Earlier on this season it said that Van der Beek wanted to hold showdown talks with Ed Woodward over his future, because it said he threatened to quit Man United after 1 season due to his lack of game time. We got Donny van der Beek in a deal worth £40 million from Ajax last summer, and he can play in 3 different roles, so he's versatile, but unfortunately 4 out of 10. Paul Pogba, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I thought he dictated the play well at times, but prior to that didn't really do much, did he? He was quiet for the vast majority of the game. He was much better in the first leg against Roma than he was in the second leg. Paul Pogba doesn't suit that right centre defensive midfield position. He really doesn't. I hope Paul Pogba stays at Manchester United potentially past the summer. And Paul Pogba's recently said that he's happy at Manchester United. So reflecting on that, he's set to stay. Solskjaer's already said that he wants Paul Pogba to stay. So a new deal is imminent for Pogba. It recently said that we will offer him a new deal worth £400,000 a week. Paul Pogba is demanding £500,000 a week. Pogba's current contract expires next year, because earlier on this season we triggered that 1 year extension on his contract. It recently said though we will sell Paul Pogba in the summer transfer window if he doesn't sign a new contract. It says Man United will demand around 80 million for Pogba this summer. But we have been getting the best out of him in recent months. You know, he does bring creativity to the team. Don't forget earlier on this season, Pogba had a thigh injury and he was out for a while. And he was a miss. He had an ankle injury at the first part of this season and he was out for the vast majority of last season with an ankle injury. He's had a long running transfer saga. He's been relentlessly linked to a move to Real Madrid. PSG have been in for him, Barcelona have been in for him, and his former club Juventus have been in for him. Mini Oriola has done a lot of talking throughout the course of this season. He did say not so long ago that Paul Pogba wants to win trophies at Manchester United or another top European club. He said that Paul Pogba's future is still in doubt and he spoke about Eden Hazard and Paul Pogba swap deal. He said earlier on this season, Mini Oriola, he doesn't give a fuck if he doesn't take another player to Man United as long as his clients are happy. And he did criticise Sir Alex Ferguson for forcing Pogba out of the club when he was younger. I presume all your United fans disagreed with him criticising Ferguson. He did say as well earlier on this season he's got no intentions of destabilising his client's season, and he made an admission, Mini Oriola, saying that he's working quietly on Paul Pogba's transfer to avoid offence. And he made the announcement back in December last year regarding Pogba, and Ollie was furious with Mini Oriola's announcement because it was just before the game against RB Leipzig in the Champions League. As it stands at the moment, Pogba's our most expensive signing because we paid £89 million for him, and you know this has been his 5th season at the football club since he rejoined. So yeah, 6 out of 10 from yesterday. Bruno Fernandes, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He enjoyed a good game. Bruno Fernandes obviously got the assist for Edinson Cavani's second goal. It was a lovely ball as well from Bruno Fernandes to find Cavani. Also had a good chance in the game. Should have scored. And there was also one part when Bruno Fernandes tried a scorpion kick, but obviously didn't work out because he missed the ball completely. Bruno Fernandes is our best player and he's one of the best signings we have made since Alex Ferguson retired. Bruno Fernandes has been at Manchester United now over a year. Don't forget, he did say back in January when it was his 12-month anniversary that he's planning on spending many years at the club. In most of Bruno Fernandes' games, he's been consistent, but there's also been quite a few games where he has looked off the pace. But let's be honest, we have overplayed him. But Fernandes said earlier on this season that he denied that he needed a rest because he wants to help the club win trophies. Because he made it clear that, you know, he's come to Manchester to win trophies. He's won Player of the Month quite a few times, reflecting on his good performances. Now, Fernandes will sign a new contract and stay at Man United if Paul Pogba commits his future. So Pogba is key to Bruno Fernandes signing a new contract, because earlier on this season he said that Fernandes refused to sign a new contract until he has assurances over the club's transfer plans. Fernandes' current contract expires in 2025. There's an option of a further year. We initially paid £47 million for Fernandes, but the overall cost with add-ons is just over £67 million. Mason Greenwood, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I thought he was quite poor yesterday. Certainly weren't at his best. We know he can perform much better than that. Greenwood had a couple of chances in the game. Should have converted at least one of them. So just a 5 out of 10. Analysing the vast majority of Mason Greenwood's games though at Man United, he's done very, very well. You know, Greenwood made his senior debut in 2019. You know, he's been a United player since the age of 7, so he's been part of the club for a long time. And earlier on this season, he signed a new 4-year contract with Man United. He deserved a new contract though, reflecting on his good performances. And Ollie's been defending him a lot this season. Was it the first part of this season? Greenwood was in and out of the team. At the start of this season, we give Greenwood that number 11 shirt. But whether we're playing on the right or whether we're playing centrally, most of the time we seem to get the best out of him. And don't forget, you know, Greenwood did go a while without a goal. But he's a good player, you know, Greenwood's still young and, you know, he's got a lot of development in him. And Edison Cavani, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Edison Cavani got a brace. Both of his goals were very, very good, by the way. You know, his first goal made a very, very good run. It was a good pass from Fred. And it was a good finish as well from Edison Cavani. And the second goal was a very, very good header. And like I mentioned earlier on, it was a very, very good ball from Bruno Fernandes. Cavani should have had more than 2 goals, because he had a good chance when it just went over the bar, and he also had a chance that produced a good save from the Roma goalkeeper. Cavani's made a fantastic impact since he's come to Manchester United. You know, his hold-up play has been good in a lot of his games. His movement in and around the box has been good. He's scored good goals. He's also good at creating chances. There has been some games where he hasn't got enough service and he's looked isolated, but not many games. Honestly, I hope Cavani stays for next season. I presume a lot of United fans want him to stay for next season, so too does Solskjaer. Now, it recently said that Edison Cavani has decided that he wants to stay at Man United in the summer. He said it was expected to be official this week. He said actually Cavani is close to agreeing a 1-year contract extension with Man United. Solskjaer said not so long ago that a decision has not yet been made on his future, but before, Solskjaer said he's doing all he can to convince Edison Cavani to stay at the club. Not so long ago, Cavani had a meeting with Man United and he actually has to leave Man United to join Boca Juniors. Cavani's got a very good pedigree behind him as a player. You know, look what he did at PSG. He was with them a long time and he won quite a lot of trophies with them. We brought substitutions on in the game. We saw Marcus Rashford come on. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. We saw Brandon Williams come on. Give him a 6 out of 10. We saw Alex Telles come on. I'll give him a 4 out of 10. He was to blame, I think, for 2 of Roma's goals. Because obviously Roma's third goal was an own goal by Telles. Yeah. So just a 4 out of 10 for him. Matic came on. I'll give him a 7 out of 10. Did alright when he came on. And Juan Mata came on and I'll give him a 6 out of 10. So that is your player ratings from the Roma Manchester United game. Over the course of the two legs, I'll say we just edged it. In the first leg, we were sensational in the second half, but we was poor in the first half, in the first leg, because we was 2-1 down at half time, wasn't we? The goals in the first leg for us came from Edison Cavani, got 2, Bruno Fernandes got 2, Paul Pogba scored and Mason Greenwood scored, and Roma's goals in the first leg came from Lorenzo Pellegrini from the penalty spot and Edin Dzeko. Don't forget, 3 Roma players went off injured in the first leg, in the first half. That was Vertout, Spinazzola and Lopez. I thought yesterday night, though, in the second leg, it was a pretty good performance by Manchester United. You know, Roma played very well as well. Roma had a catalogue of chances. I read some of the stats. It said Roma had, 22 shots on goal. Mancini had a very, very good chance early on in the game. Produced a world-class save from De Gea. Then Mkhitaryan, you know, he had a good chance at the side net, and he had a few chances, I think, did Mkhitaryan. I think he also hit the post in the second half. Pellegrini had some chances. Edin Dzeko had some chances. Roma's goals yesterday night came from Edin Dzeko. He scored their first one. The second one came from Chris Tanti. And as you all know, the third one was an Alex Telles own goal. You know, Solskjaer said it could have been 8-6 to Roma. But Solskjaer will be delighted to get to his first major final as Manchester United manager. Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. You know, we haven't won a trophy since 2017. You know, we got to the Europa League semi-finals last season, lost 2-1 to Sevilla. And we won the Europa League back in 2017 under Jose Mourinho. We beat Ajax in the final 2-0. Roma, they've been in a bad vein of form, haven't they? Roma have already announced that Paulo Fonseca will be leaving them at the end of the season. He's been Roma manager since 2019, and it has been confirmed that Jose Mourinho will be Roma's new head coach for next season. Earlier on this season, Tottenham sacked Jose Mourinho, and we sacked Jose Mourinho back in December 2018. By the way, Solskjaer's hit out at the schedule of 5 games in 15 days. Very busy period for Man United, you know. We've got Villa on Sunday in the league. Then we've got Leicester Tuesday, then Liverpool Thursday. Fulham as well. You know, games are coming up thick and fast for Manchester United. You already know the news on the transfers, don't you? Solskjaer has recently been angry with Gary Neville over the Man United protests. Gary Neville said a few things on it. He says, the Glazers are to blame for the protests, and he said it actually was a peaceful protest. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer recently said that the Glazers apologised to him. Solskjaer said the violent incidents went too far, but he says the club need to listen to the fans. Avram Glazer recently refused to apologise over the European Super League. Sky News caught up with Avram Glazer in Florida and he refused to answer any questions. Yeah, we was supposed to play Liverpool on the 2nd of May, but obviously it got postponed. Because obviously hundreds of our fans went inside Old Trafford and invaded the pitch. And, they protested against the Glazers. The Man United-Liverpool game has been rearranged for Thursday the 13th of May. The other week, our fans protested against the Glazers at Carrington, didn't they? Some of our fans blocked entrances into the Carrington training ground to protest, and there was holding banners up saying MUFC 20, 51%, Glazers out, and we decide when you play. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said though the other week that the Glazer family will not sell Manchester United, and he actually told protesters before that Joe Glazer loves the club. The Glazers could be forced to sell Manchester United, but for only £4 billion. Recently, the Glazers said they've got no intentions of selling Man United. So reflect on that, they're here to stay. A few weeks ago, was it? Joe Glazer released a statement and he apologised to our fans of the European Super League plans. But yeah, we can get the Glazers out. Kinda sure it definitely would be the right decision by Man United, because I hate the way the football club has been run for a while. And the Glazers have put us in so much debt. They paid £500 million for the club back in 2005. The Glazers have been with us for 16 years. So yeah, like I say, on my next video, I'll be giving you a preview for the Aston Villa Man United game. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you for today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.